Hello, my name is Patricia Lasher. This is my development presentation for LHRD 4569 with Karen Palmer. So the instructions that I need to share my screen. So I have my layout. This is everything I'm seeing on my main screen, and then this is on my second screen because I do have a dual screen. But this is my second screen, and it shows my recording. So let's go. I'm going to just be going over some things real quick that I feel like I've learned through this class. This is kind of an overview, things I'm going to be talking about. So better understanding of leadership versus management. Also, the ability to identify motives of leaders based on basic needs profiles. These are things that were earlier in the book. One of the things I really enjoyed was learning how to avoid outgroups, what those were, and kind of the challenges that they pose for leaders. Also ethical motivations in becoming a servant leader. I love ethics. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a kid. And when I first saw that servant leader phrase, I really thought it was like, ugh. But the more I learned about it, the more I realized like that's the type of leader I want to be. Or honestly, I kind of feel like I already am, but get ahead of ourselves. And then the different types of feedback seekers and it's like speaking their specific language. So the big thing for me, and it's always kind of been a big thing for me, was managers versus leaders. So we know that managers deal with the status quo. They're not people that are willing to change things. They are there to do their job, and we need to get this thing done by this time, end of. And managers are just all about efficiency. So one of the things about that jumped out at me was, I work for Target, and we do have goals. And I am not willing to push my team members to hit those goals if it's going to be detrimental to them, their attitude, or their health. We have a lot of injuries in my departments because we deal with a lot of heavy things. We also deal with really heavy trucks, and heavy as far as like there's a lot. And so I'm not willing to hit that efficiency to sacrifice my team members. I'm not willing to do that. So leaders, on the other hand, acknowledge the status quo, but they're always constantly searching to make things better. How can we make this better? How can we do this in a better way? Leaders embrace change. That's one of the things that I feel like I'm very good at. One of the values that we had when I was a leader at Best Buy was learning from challenge and change, and I took that and ran with it. Leaders also seek efficiency, but in the way that's best for everyone. So one of the quotes that I read that I really liked out of the book, and it was a heading of a chapter or a subheading, was managers do things right, leaders do the right thing. And that really hit home for me. The basic needs profiles. So there were 3 of them. I pulled out 2 that I kind of felt, oh my gosh, word gone. They kind of illustrated like that manager versus the leader. So the need for power, you have leaders that have a desire to influence or control others, and they use personalized power to gain resources or manipulate situations. I feel like the political climate of our country over the last 10, 15 years kind of shows this, where that need for power isn't inherently a bad thing, but when it comes in excess and they're willing to sacrifice people or values or ethics to get the things that they want, I feel like that's where we start to go wrong. And the book said that too. Followers are going to see through this, and it's going to really like prohibit you as a leader who does this to gain the trust of your followers, but also inspire them, because it really kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth when that gets too bad. For me, I feel like I am more of a need for achievement leader. I have a desire to accomplish things, and I want my team to share in that limelight, because when you are a leader of a team, your team is what gets you there. It's not your work, it's your team's work. And so you can take pride in that work because you're their leader, but your team also needs to share in that. They need to share in your successes and your achievements. This is going to allow you to build trust and rapport with your team. So these are, we like to dress up for Halloween. And so these are 2 pictures that I found while I was going through photos that kind of illustrated that balance for me. So avoiding outgroups and their challenges. So team leadership can create Outgroups. Outgroups create kind of an us versus them atmosphere. You see this a lot with leaders versus team members, but this can happen in teams as well. Outgroup members kind of develop a poor reputation for receiving a free ride because they're not necessarily doing the work, but they're sharing in that success for the work that's getting done. So it can really alienate the in-group versus your outgroup members. Outgroup members can infect in-group members with their negative attitudes as well. So they can, they talk and kind of put a poison in that atmosphere. So to avoid outgroups, one of the things that I've kind of started watching out for and really making sure that I'm trying to do is create an inclusive environment for my team, hold my lower performers accountable, hold all team members to consistent expectations. So I'm not going to ask you to do anything I'm not going to ask them to do, vice versa. And also I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. And then also team leadership can avoid outgroups by placing you along with the group. So more of being the coach or quarterback than being the owner. I want to stay on the same level as my team. Excuse me. So this is actually a picture of part of my team and then also some team members from across the store. This is from a couple years ago. We kind of all got together and did this big event, which was really fun. So we got to kind of share in that. And then this chica right here is actually my leader. Her name is Amanda. So one of the things too was ethical motivations in servant leadership. So ethical and moral leadership involves more than just your own interests. They also affect your team. I want to be the type of leader that helps to develop my followers, or my team members. I want to be the person that's seen as leading with love and putting customers and guests first. At Target, we call them guests. This is also, if you've seen the news, Target's new philosophy. It's always been our philosophy. We're just putting it out there again. And then something I saw in the book that I really liked was the best way to maintain control is to let go of it, which I really liked. Something that I've told my team is I'd much rather be the coach than the owner. Excuse me. I want to be on the same level as my team. I want to see what my team is doing and I want them to feel like I'm there to help them, but they also need to still see me as a leader. So I feel like I'm still learning how to maintain that balance, but yeah. So I like where they say servant leadership starts when you let go. And so I've kind of adopted that. Letting my team be efficient on their own, letting them run themselves, because then they kind of see that like, hey, we can do this. I like to think that I've created a team that will work when I'm not there, which I feel like is what you're supposed to do. The middle picture, I'm actually really proud of this. My team is my beauty team. They did so well on sales for an entire quarter that they actually won a team member of the quarter, but it was the whole team, and it was kind of awesome. And then the last thing, I know I'm over time. I'm really sorry. Feedback seekers and being a learning orientation in a world that wants performance-proof leaders. I feel like leaders now, they kind of have this, like, I want to give you feedback and then I want you to go. Like, it's not about having a conversation or about learning. It's, I'm going to give you this feedback, go take it, be better. I'm not that kind of person. I want to sit down and have a conversation with my team members about how can we be better? What can I do to help you? But I want you to run this for me. And you tell me ways that you think you can improve. And then I will tell you if I agree. That's honestly that's the way I like to be led. And that's the way I like to lead my team. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is kind of being a leader in a manager's world. I feel like Target, with their goals and their expectations, they want leaders, but what they're creating are managers. And kind of being the person that's going to stay a leader in the world that I'm working in right now, this like post-COVID retail world that's all about efficiency and making as much money as possible. It's really difficult to be a leader in this world. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do leadership and human resource development in the first place. So, in closing, what I have learned, a lot of where my leader and I differ in our philosophies, it's making me be a better leader to my team, but it's also making me be a better coworker. Because we're not all going to agree or be the same way, but we definitely have to work with each other. I'm learning better how to be efficient and compassionate, so making sure our work is done, but not at the expense of our team. How to be the leader that they want and the leader that I know that I am. Kind of marrying those two together. How to have fun and be part of the team while still holding my team accountable. So having a great relationship and great rapport with my team, but also not being a pushover. And then how to relate to a company that asks for leaders while advocating for managers. One of the things that I am better at thanks to this class is meeting their expectations, but also still being a compassionate person, and basically being a human being. It's been really difficult, but I feel like some of the things that I've learned in this, it's making me, like I said, it's making me a better coworker, and it's making me a better leader. So, thank you for that. This is my source page. Obviously, our textbook was my biggest source. This was my only source, actually. And yeah, so even though I'm over time, and I'm at 11 and a half minutes, this is the third time I've done this, I can't get it below 11 minutes. I'm really sorry. But I want to thank you for everything that you've taught us this semester and for being passionate about your subject. You can tell it in the types of assignments that we do and the feedback that you give us for our assignments. So I really want to say thank you. And that's me. Thank you so much.